Hello, everybody. Hey, Omega.
Yes.
So I heard there's this rumor going around that Mack Truck is going to be sponsoring the WWE.
The company that Dale Gruden so lovingly advertises on his head.
One and the same.
You don't say.
Yeah, there were going to be, all the WWE trucks that would drive into the stadium would be Mack trucks, and they would be, it would be this big deal, and they would, support truckers and truckers' rights and that kind of thing, and blah, blah, blah. And then, some asshole, former ex-employee, had to roll up in one of the competitors' trucks, into a live broadcast, giving them free advertising, and it's screwing it all up. Aren't you enraged by this?
Yeah, that's...
I'm so enraged, I'm gonna start the show. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 94 of Serious with my name is Gunner and that is Omega BLR.
Truckers' rights are more considered as less.
You know this
Yeah,
is live
because
by
they-
turns.
Yeah, sharp trends.
Joining us as usual is our technical producer, Mr. Yankee. Yes.
Hold on, I'm furiously trying to edit out your horrible startup joke. It's not working because we're live on the air.
My joke was awesome. Joining us this week, we are back to full strength, ladies and gentlemen. We're a family show, and I know that all
Sorry, I couldn't.
We have our two regular guests on the show this week, coming all the way from a big antenna, stuck somewhere up the end of that. It's Vassar.
Also sleep deprived 37 hours now?
Bringing up the rear in some sort of weird human centipede kind of thing. It's an abomination that gets all the shit. Matt Jester.
Mainly just from Yankum, but only because I love him. Only not in a centipede type of way, thank God.
Alright, so let's move on from the human centipede. And let's pass down the shit further down to your ear tubes. And let's start with the news. According to the Observer, there's a feeling that WWE has enough small guys for now. We need more big guys. Also, that independent stars who travel, or make a name for themselves, have picked up bad habits. Specifically, the idea they can always go back to be successful and should they be released. They're more talent, they can be molded from scratch and feel though their careers depend on the WWE. There's also a new morality clause in recent contracts that states that talent won't be hired or could be blackballed if inappropriate photos and videos exist of them or are found down the line. So if you post for Playboy, or if you have some nude picture somewhere, floating around, I'm looking at you, some of the girls, you're not going to get hired in the WWE. So they're PG now. Let me tell you something.
That's sexist.
That's not.
There are plenty of men who have clear symptoms in the internet.
That's Spreaker.
Okay. Oh, yeah, him too, don't forget. Anyway, this sort of micromanagement... What?
But wait a minute. Here's a notable example to this that doesn't really apply. Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yes, well, that was too much in the past, but let me say that, you know, we've all made mistakes, we've all done stuff we weren't proud of, and this sort of micromanagement, this sort of blanket stupidity, plus the fact that they want to take a guy from scratch, well, without the indies, WWE, you don't have anything, or you can't. I know you spend millions of dollars on the new training center that you just think is the bee's knees, but, you know, the old ways of doing stuff has helped professional wrestling on for decades. So if you're going to be this kind of micromanaged bullshit, I'll just let Wade Barrett tell you.
It's a fair point when you consider who was the last really big top star that was strictly WWE bred. They didn't have some exposure to the independents or something like that, you know, Batista perhaps.
Yeah.
Cena didn't really have. Well, I guess Cena would be before Batista.
He was with you something or other in California, but you know what? I understand the fact that they want that attitude and everything, but at the same time, you know, the guys on the independents had names. Those are the guys that you know, there's a reason they are big names. They have the skill and they can get over everything. And B, you know, those are the guys that will make the money. You know, I think if you wanna train them in the ways of WWE, that's what the developmental center is for. But you know, it's it just kind of seems like another push to kind of get guys who don't really. I mean, you know, WWE has always wanted people that are completely loyal to them. You know, that are basically what they want. They want to take any great big bodybuilder off the street and turn them into a star. You know, but that kind of narrow-minded thinking doesn't really work anymore.
WWE's kind of cultish that way.
But you see the difference is they won't want people like Colt Cabana or pretty much any notable indie star right now that can make money, because they pretty much snatched up a whole bunch of them in the past, like, 24 months, at the very least, you know, with the signing of pretty much half the Chikara, former ROH, and, like, PWG rosters, you know, that were decent, that traveled around, that were on all three brands, you know. I mean, that class of guys who actually made it into the WWE now are pretty much quote, the last. You know, with Punk being the first, but them being the last of the breed that would, you know, that they would really want. Now they're going to focus on the developmental center. So basically the idea becomes you go to the developmental center when you're like, you know, a couple years in, and then you get your polishing, and then you can go up to, you know, as long as you're, you know, a relatively big guy at this point. And a lot of
Pro wrestling overall.
They have a bunch. It's not a bad thing to do. It's just you know, it's a smart business model, because that means that you have people that are more loyal to you that you don't have to outsource. Because TNA is the opposite of this problem. If you take a look at TNA right now, you know, we complain about the ex-WWE folk about there. I mean, they're excuse me. They're sitting there, you know, we're sitting here complaining about these ex-WWE guys who are in TNA who aren't really contributing, who seem sort of disloyal to WWE, and who seem like, you know, that they're popular or bigger than or they're as popular or as bigger than the WWE, you know, going off and doing other things. And like you see it in TNA in the sense that TNA, you know, all of those people, every single one of them, you know, Ken Anderson, Mickey James, etc., view TNA as just a paycheck. It's just a place where they go collect money, and then they use that money to push other projects they actually want to accomplish.
Well, the difference is TNA is basically just a separate stage. WWE is the global wrestling phenomenon. But you know, I just think they need to keep putting it inside.
So my point being is that the WWE doesn't want to perceive as TNA in that sense.
Well, that's a little, you know, speaking of TNA, believe it or not, they have officially canceled the television tapings that were in Baltimore on November 12th and Chattanooga on December 5th and in Arlington on December 19th. What they're doing now is they will be taping 6 weeks worth of shows over a few days in late November in, believe it or not, Orlando, Florida, as a cost-cutting move, apparently confirming reports that they were trying to book the old Impact Zone. There are no shows, taped or otherwise, scheduled for all of January until the start of the UK tour on January 29th, which would seem to indicate very limited house shows and single location TV tapings from here on in. So basically, the going on the road, taking Impact on the road has failed. And in my mind, that's pretty much the final nail in the coffin. Not to kill the company entirely, but to kill any hope that, you know, TNA is a competitor. I mean, put it this way. You know, the new Monday Night War failed, going on the road failed. I mean, what else can they really do to try it? You know, the dream of being like WWE, they need to just accept that it's not going to happen. It goes back to what I've been saying before, that they need to just accept what they are and embrace it and thrive as that, rather than trying to, you know, just be the alternative, not the second banana.
I mean, TNA at this point, I mean, they got put in their place, essentially. They thought that they had good momentum, you know. I mean, it's completely understandable, in my opinion, of what they did, why they did what they did. I mean, it makes sense to me.
I'd like to point out, too, that I don't necessarily think it's a matter of they never could have reached out, like it was just an impossibility. Because if I did, I'd be saying it all along. But they made so many poor decisions along the way that they, you know, they really have nothing to blame but themselves. They can't really blame the economy or anything like that, or, you know, competition or anything else. You know, I mean, even SNC, they are still negotiating with Hulk Hogan to potentially give him back and pay him a whole bunch of money to do very little, really, in terms of business and growth. So, you know, I mean, if they wake up and they realize what they are, maybe they'll become a bigger success without really needing to. And that's usually how it happens.
That's the idea. I mean, TNA has forced me to be quite honest. And, you know, other companies like Chikara and the WWE aren't, basically. Okay. Speaking of bigger deals, a memo leaked a few years back, signed by Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and Kevin Dunn. The memo barred the use of certain phrases by announcers and interviewers, including choke, title changes names, 5-star match, and match of the year. Hate and hatred, and the referee didn't see it, which Stephanie notes, sounds uneducated and would prefer that, quote, his vision was impaired or blocked, end quote. It also notes not to say talent doesn't care about winning a match, and not to refer to WrestleMania as the granddaddy of them all, because it makes it sound old. I agree with all of this stuff, to be completely honest with you all, because each phrase or term that they use is a phrase or term that could be replaced. I mean, they're not curse words necessarily, but it's a placement of a word or a phrase that is either old, cliche, that could be replaced with something else, basically.
I just don't get this. Yeah, some of these are old, but old doesn't necessarily mean bad. Match of the year, a referee didn't see that. I don't understand. Title changes hands. I don't see what's bad with that either. Hate, hatred, maybe you need to get rid of. Choke, maybe you need to get rid of. granddaddy of them all. That can go either way, but again, the micromanagement stupidity of some of these things just makes you want to scratch your head.
I don't see the problem with hate or hatred, and I'm pretty sure I've heard JBL say the referee didn't see it, at least fairly recently, at least in the context. If it doesn't matter, Maggle, because the referee didn't see it. So I don't know that all of these are still ongoing, but some of this is dumb. Title changes hands. There's no reason not to use that. I don't know.
I think this is an example of them working hard but not smart, because there is some legitimacy behind some, like there are whole books and things about just the way you say things, certain phrases, and how some work better than others. I can see why they don't want announcers saying this match was the match of the year, or it's a can-do, or whatever. In a snap decision like that, but the problem is a lot of this stuff isn't really based on any of that knowledge or research or anything. It's based on just an opinion. Like Vince not wanting possibility to be called the granddaddy of the law. And it's true that it does have an old connotation, but at the same time, is it going to keep anybody from thinking that WrestleMania is it legitimately going to make anybody think WrestleMania is this old antiquated thing? I don't think so. So it's really just a bunch of stuff in their head, and that's kind of like, as Jester says, some of this micromanaging sometimes makes people tiresome.
Here, here. Also, I would listen to JBL say, Michael. Let's break this in.
No, it's not Michael, it's Maggle. Maggle Cole.
Hey, Michael.
Alright, speaking of David Marquez of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood recently announced that he and 8 established promotions have formed the United Wrestling Network. WCWC in Oregon, UCW in Utah, FSW in Nevada, CWFAZ in Arizona, TCW in Arkansas, Metro in Kansas, RCW in Texas, NECW in Massachusetts, and NYWC in New York will make up the sanctioned body with a recognized United champion. 6 of the promotions already have local market TV deals, while the other 2 are being helped to secure them. So basically, the NWA, not the NWA, a network of promotions around the country with TV deals, a United champion amongst them. Thoughts?
Okay, this entire thing is really confusing.
But a good kind of confusing. I am looking forward to these, as I haven't even heard of half of them. Who knows what they could bring up?
So what you're saying that this is the new world order.
I'm kind of interested to see if this works out for them. It would be really cool if it did, and more promotions were able even to join in, because the NWA in its heyday was a really good thing for trading talent around and making sure people weren't getting stale in their home area, and exposing people to new wrestlers and new types of wrestling, and I hope this works.
Way to spread wrestling out more again and try to get more years back.
Here's the question though. Why did they ditch the NWA? Because it's tied to the WWE still, kind of?
No.
Well, that's a good point, though. So that's actually a really smart thing, because but now that they're showing, Mid-South stuff and other things that were, quote, NWA at the time, it makes sense to me that they want to move along a fresh brand that's themselves that isn't, only WWE, attached to WWE years ago.
I guess that makes sense.
Because anybody would attach the TV a lot more than those WWEs.
Well, that too.
Well, I think it's more. I want to talk about what we were just talking about. It's clear that the NWA is really kind of seen as that. You know, it's just kind of obsolete. It's kind of. It's a governing body of kind of that old way, and a lot of these promotions, from what I've seen, you know, Champion Wrestling in Arizona, New York Wrestling Convention, NECW. You know, these are promotions that have more of the rising stars. They're kind of and basically what you said, we would want to kind of have their own governing body. Now, if it actually works or not, I think it depends A on who the United Champion is, and B, if there's sort of the stomping grounds for the next rising stars, you know what I mean? Guys like ACH, who you kind of hear about, and then, you know, as sort of this rising talent, has really great matches, and then he actually gets on a Ring of Honor show or something in Chikara, and then you kind of see, you kind of believe the hype, you know what I mean?
So, basically, see a name that I'd like to see moved in that with 2CW. That'd be interesting, but that's besides the point. I believe that this is... Okay, so, in my head, it works like this now. You have WWE, TNA, the trifecta of ROH, PWG, and Wrestling is / Chikara. And then you have these people who are the United Wrestling Network. I believe you have below them your regional team. And I believe that this is a necessary step to have to get people to get on TV, to get them experience on TV, and potentially the WWE might even look past the ROH, TNA, you know, Chikara tier, and look straight to this team, and look straight to the United Wrestling Network to put people into their system, which wouldn't be surprising. Or hell, even if they decided to take one of theirs, to take all of these promotions and this United Wrestling Network, buy it out essentially, and then put up developmental centers in every corner, in every promotion, essentially, which is what they should do for the WWE's sake, if the WWE wanted to take this over. But say, let me. Speaking of the WWE and things we're taking over, WWE is definitely interested in getting Goldberg for WrestleMania, and Jerry Lawler's line on how much he loves the chance to recreate Ryback for February. Officials are reportedly disappointed Brie Bella isn't getting over his face, and her sister Nikki took to Twitter to claim it's the opposite. With John Cena returning, Big E Langston might see a lot more TV time as Cena is his biggest supporter. That's not terribly surprising, and Big E Langston is scheduled to feud with Ryback after he's done with CM Punk. Cole Cabana had another announcer's tryout recently, but said on Twitter there would be no WWE for me, saying that they had been quoting him for over a year, being a podcast. You know what? Cole Cabana, keep doing your fucking podcast. I don't want to see you on WWE. I want you to do your podcast. Because I enjoy your podcast more than I would WWE. I'm not saying that I wouldn't enjoy you on WWE. I'm saying that you are still the man of the podcasting world, like when it comes to wrestling. You are the man. So keep doing that. Big fish in the pond as opposed to a little fish in a big pond.
I would very much like to see the return of Scotty Goldman as an announcer. However, they would probably relegate him to NXT or main event and then let him go after a while, and that would be it. So it's not even worth it.
Scott stand for Joel. That would be it.
So, I didn't know that John Cena was Big Five booster. Anybody know how that came about?
They live together. Same thing with Sheamus and Triple H.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
Dude, didn't you see the NXT video with Biggie Langston training with John Cena when he went, against The Rock? When John Cena was going against The Rock the first time?
Well, I know that John Cena has his own training center where a bunch of WWE's guys come in and train, but I didn't know they, lived with him or lived nearby or anything. go. Anybody want to see Goldberg back at WrestleMania?
If he's in shape, then he can still jackhammer Ryback.
Yeah.
And then have Ryback kick out.
Yeah, if he could come back with more stamina than The Rock, I would be totally for it. So, too long.
Here, but I'm not sure that's possible.
I like Goldberg, but you know, it's not really. To have a match with Ryback is one of those quote unquote dream matches that you know what I mean.
Nobody's dreaming of that match.
Well, not with Ryback.
I don't think that's right.
It would still be a well good match. It would be just as good as it'll be as good as Lesnar. And Lesnar. It would
Better than Lesnar.
No, I was there for that one. The most interesting thing was Stone Cold in the ring.
That was the point. Maybe tomorrow we'll come back and stun it again.
Here.
So for another 10 years. That's it.
Alright, real quick. The Rock is signed on starring Sandy Dreas, an earthquake disaster film, which begins filming in April 2014, possibly affecting his availability before WrestleMania. Sports Illustrated is a feature of Dixon Carter. Apparently, alone here is essential. Maybe. Several wrestlers mentioned Triple H's promo on Raw, in which he said if any of them were the face of the company, they would all be working for Ted Turner. Have commented on it with Chris Jericho saying he, being Triple H, never was the face either, despite his massive push. Edge saying people tend to forget it's entertainment, and Rob Van Dam, of course, saying that he missed it, but it sounded small.
I love you, RVD. Never change.
That's pretty much their characters, don't you think? Jericho kind of playing along with it, Edge sort of just saying, oh, you know, it's entertainment, guys, and Van Dam just not even knowing what's happening.
Too out of character.
I don't think RVD was even in character there. I'm sure they caught him right after he just smoked a big ass bowl, and they told him what happened, and he was like, "What? Okay."
And I don't know if I smoke weed every day. I don't know if I smoke weed every day, but
There's a button for that? Oh, God. And Edge is too busy doing panel discussions about ghost-filled minds, so yeah.
I just on that show, Haven. Did anybody see that?
That's okay.
Alright, let's move on. We're going to move on here to the 15-minute time limit. Alright, we're going to the 15-minute time limit, and this week we are going to do Health and the Cell predictions. Alright, so we're going to start off here. We're going to go with the first match of the night, which will be Big E versus Curtis Axel. Is this for the Intercontinental Championship?
I believe so.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so for the Intercontinental Championship, Omega Beyond. Who's going to win?
Well, if they really want to give a strong push to Langston, he could win. But at the same time, I don't really think he will. So my answer is a sounding B.
The always decisive Omega BR.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm not really sure who's going to win. I'd really like to see Big E take the IC title, even if it's just to give Axel somebody to chase after, because he's not really been doing anything. I mean, he's just kind of been Paul's lackey, and that's about it. Like, he hasn't had any real feud of his own. So this could be something for him to do, and maybe he could be a little less boring. So that'd be awesome.
Yes, or Bassett?
She's hoping for Big E to win it because, as said earlier, kind of hoping Curtis Axel goes to chase after somebody else and make more of himself than he has in his current run.
Okay, and NJ is currently heading his pussy. So we'll move on to the next match. Which is AJ Lee versus Brie Bella for the Divas Championship. Who do you think's going to win this one? Oh, I think the predictions for the outset one. Big E, pinfall, yes interference. Punk interferes on his behalf.
I'd be okay with that.
And they bring it up to go up to the tag titles.
Yes. Wait. Yes. Damn it.
Do you want to see that?
I do.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Gunnar was speculating that CM Punk and Big E Langston will eventually be chasing the tag team titles. But, there it is. I'm predicting AJ Lee to retain through shenanigans via one giant Samoan woman.
I believe Tamina Snuka is the next Divas champion. Expected to win.
I think Bree.
I think Brie will win because of shenanigans.
They already had AJ win once. They want Bree to get over it. Yeah.
Problem is that she's not going to get over it because she's a part of the tandem. And what they forget is that sometimes when you're a part of a tandem, like it's kind of like the Fashion Brothers, well, they're just two stamps in there that could be apart from each other. So,
She's next match. Get it over in Colson.
which she'll give to Daniel Bryan. You're welcome. Punk versus Ryback and Heyman in a Hell in the Cell match. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Heyman in a Hell in the Cell match.
Oh my God.
As a listen,
He is going to bleed like a stuck pig. I mean, I know the WWE is PG now, but buddy, you're going to have something straight out of The Walking Dead, if not Halloween. About the blood, I think so, yes.
Yeah, I don't predict blood. A lot of blood, anyhow, at all for this match because that's not what WWE does now.
Well, no, but, I mean, if Triple H and The Undertaker wanted to have blood in their match, they would. They would get fined for it, but they would. And if Paul Heyman and CM Punk would have blood in their match, they would. They'll get fined for it, but they will.
I just want to see Heyman beg for his life again.
Oh,
this is a pay-per-view. This is a pay-per-view of Retribution. I've got Punk in this one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he does win, he'll win, but then something major happens to take him out because he's hurting. They keep saying he's got knee problems, elbow, shoulder, whatever problems. They want to take him out so he's good for WrestleMania. So what better environment to do it? Some kind of big spot, like maybe Ryback shell shocks him on top of the ring stairs that he's brought in the ring, or
Lesnar surprise comes back and tries to take Punk out at Heyman's orders again.
I guess that could happen, but I don't know if they have enough appearances to to allow for that.
If they were going to allow for that, if they were going to write Punk off TV, I think this would be a valid excuse. Because then it would lead up to Punk and Lesnar for WrestleMania, which I don't know if you want to do exactly.
What else can they do?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Punk and Ryback at WrestleMania? I think not.
No, I'd run.
ADR versus Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Okay, I don't believe that he's 100%. First and foremost, I still don't believe it, and I'm gonna sit here and say that, and I'm gonna be wrong, and he's gonna be perfectly fine. Cena wins, and the question is, this match doesn't even matter. Is Damian Sandow going to cash in Money in the Bank?
I'm gonna say yes. I don't know. I'm gonna say yes, he'll cash in, but I don't know if he'll win.
I'm going to say yes, he cashes in. Yes, he wins. However, I believe that the feud will be with ADR. But the feud won't be with either ADR or Cena, basically. That ADR will get his rematch clause on Raw, and then they'll enter a new program with somebody else. And then ADR and Cena will be able to feud for a little while, at least.
Oh, yay. Because we haven't seen that shit already.
Hey, they had a good last man standing match like 2 years ago.
This is true. Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So like I said, when they care, they care. So let them go care in the main event spot so that Punk can go sit down.
This match is going to go over Brian, and that's just sad.
Well,
We're probably going to benefit the show, that's what I'm trying to refer to.
No, it won't. I guarantee you it won't. But it's Cena, so never.
well, no. There's no. I mean, I get your argument, but I want to sell Brian Orton, Shawn Michaels, and probably Triple H in the other match, but that'll be the main event.
There's one more match before the main event, and that's the Rhodes Brothers versus the Shield versus the Usos.
Oh, Vicky. You had to just freaking Teddy Long us, didn't you?
Well, she definitely did that last week, or on Monday.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have liked to see this as just a straight up fight between the Shield and the Rhodes Brothers because of the last championship match that they have was so good. I wouldn't mind a repeat of that. But I guess if you're thinking it can't be done and you want to add a little spice, and the easiest way to do that, I'm not saying it's the best way to do that, but the easiest way to do that is a triple threat.
I just...
Question. On the format here, the Shield are still marked as the champions. I thought the Rhodes won last week.
They did. That was a mistake of the copy. It happens from time to time.
Okay. I was just making sure that there was more shenanigans going down because I didn't catch all Raw.
There, I fixed it.
So, okay, I get the Rhodes Brothers winning. No shenanigans a little bit, but the Usos definitely got the Shield.
Yeah,
I've got I'd say there are two things, two awards that I'd like to hand out right now. The most improved tag team is the Usos, and the most improved performer is Biggie Langston this year.
Okay.
It's a little early for that, but okay.
I believe that those two that Usos and Biggie have really come stride since the beginning of the year. Anyway, so there's this guy named Bacon. He's the WWE champion, and he's going up against Brian and Orton. Only he won't be in the ring. It could be a big black box.
A black box on you and your vacancy. All I can say is this being a Hell in the Cell match, and with how small Bryant is, are we looking at some lawn darting? Are we looking at climbing on top of the cell? Are we looking at Mick Foley type jump offs? What are we looking at here?
The cage is dry for them to jump off of. It's Daniel Bryan, not Bryant. You say it like Kobe. It's actually Brian, like some other famous Brian, but I can't think of it. Like a Brian. I don't know. I can't pick. I don't know. I want to Omega PR this.
That's close. Go on.
I think, here's what I think will happen. I think that Brian will win because Michaels will get knocked out, so Triple H will come down and try to act as referee by proxy, but Michaels will recover and sort of, argue with Hunter, and Orton will kind of try to attack Michaels, but Michaels will switch abusing him, and Brian will hit the flying whatever headbutt and pin him, and then that'll set up the conflict for a Team Brian with Shawn Michaels versus Team Hunter, Team Orton with Hunter at ringside. That's what I've seen.
Okay, this entire thing is really confusing.
Which is all of WWE's writing currently.
You got a lot of crazy chicks.
And indeed I do. Oh my God, did I say that wrong?
No, don't worry, we all do. I have Brian on submission in the middle of the cage, winning the WWE Championship. Yes, interference. Pretty much that. Alright, and that's it for the 15-minute time limit. So we're going to cut to a break here. And on the other side of the break, we have segment number 3, which is Good Issues. And Yanko is going to play a game, is going to host a game for all of us to play. So we'll be right back. SmartTalk.com.